I'm Michael Taylor from Black Flag Motorsports. Here we are at the 2008 Tamworth Stadium race, proudly sponsored by Mickey Thompson Tyres and Rock Sky Energy Drink.
And we're here to entertain the public and what off-road race cars can really do.
Tonight we've got a full card of quads, as you can see behind us.
They're always fun to watch. They're running around, they're mad, but they put on a good show. We've got the pro buggies, got the stadium trucks, which are more purpose-built vehicles. Then you've got the four-wheel drives, which is more your production style, but fairly modified. So they should do a few jumps tonight, it'd be good.
That's what stadium racing is all about. It's about bringing all the big desert cars into the city and the masses. Usually we're racing 200 kilometres an hour, only for the koalas and kangaroos to see, so it's nice to get some people here to have a look at it. We've got some of the really big desert cars, which traditionally aren't, you don't see at the stadium races, so these things are going to be a treat around this track.
Back probably 8-10 years ago, stadium was very big in Australia, around Newcastle, Parramatta, Brisbane. Paul Wheel used to race the stadium truck, the Addards, the Owens families, as well as Chris Hutton, myself, and stadium was probably one of the biggest forms of motorsport back about 8-10 years ago. We used to draw crowds of 16 to 18,000 people, but unfortunately it got very expensive and fell by the wayside, and we're just starting to try and regenerate, get some of the cars back out of the shed and get the Stadium Super Series back out there and bring it to the public.
Yeah, the track's about 1 kilometre in length. You know, we've got tabletops, we've got moguls.
There's some fast sections. We've got a section out there which we've called Mini Fink. I know you guys know of the Fink Desert Race, but we've put a little whoop section out there which should sort the men out from the boys.
We've got the tabletop jump, we've got tight corners, we've got the stubber jumps.
You know, anything to sort of unsettle the cars, and we'll get around there, a couple of cars abreast.
We'll be racing wheel to wheel, which is what we don't normally do out in a long course situation. We just race the clock.
Actually sitting inside one of the cars and driving around there at speeds of 80 odd k's an hour in a reasonably small area, mate, it's a thrill. That's all I can say. It's very, very exhilarating.
It's hard to explain. It's like a disease or a bug, as they say. I was infected with the bug fairly early on. My dad's been in the sport for 30 years, and I've certainly followed in his footsteps there, and wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Tonight's a bit of a milestone. My youngest son Ryan has just finished building a car. It's been in the shed for 2 years.
I'm out there racing against Dad. We don't get to do it much out in the bush, so tonight should be pretty entertaining for me and the fans, you know. So a bit of wheel to wheel and a bit of family rivalry there. We should go all right.
We came out last weekend at Gundawindi, the last round of the Australian Championship. Hadn't turned a wheel in anger and pipped me by 100ths of a second at the prologue, and just missed out in top 10 finish in the prologue. So I think he's out there to prove a point. And you know, I'm sure he's going to beat me, and I'm ready to hand the baton over because it's probably nearly time to hang the helmet up. But the sport's in good hands for these young fellas that are coming out.
This boy and girl coming home from school look quite content with life. And why not? They're looking.
The buggies that we race, they're purpose-built desert cars, so you know they're made for high speeds, long distances. We've sort of shortened it up tonight in the stadium arena, so we'll do some big jumps, and yeah, it's a lot shorter course than what we used to, but we should put on a pretty good show.
Is it that late? Dad will be here any minute. Better tell Mother she's needed in the kitchen.
The class we're running in tonight's the Pro Buggy class. It's an unlimited class. We can run engines up to 6 litre. We've got a 5.7 litre Chev in the back. These cars, they all run about 550 horsepower. The suspension, she's pretty much designed for this sort of stuff, so it'll soak up the bumps pretty well and make the ride fairly comfortable. Probably looks a lot scarier than what it actually is from in the cab, so we're not doing it too tough inside the cab there. Everything on this car is purpose-built for race, so you know, out there tonight, you know, it shouldn't prove too much of a task for it.
Father, too, looks forward to this date with the family. He has had a hard day at the office. These boys greet their dad as though they are genuinely glad to see him.
Here we are at the end of another stadium race here at Tamworth in 2008. Racing tonight was unbelievable. We had rollovers, we had rooster tails, we had one heat, we probably had about 2,000 horsepower amongst 4 cars. It was just unbelievable. The racing was close and fierce. The guys were well behaved, they showed a lot of skill tonight, especially those big A-arm desert cars around the track without too much carnage. And hats off to Bruce Chapman and the TPE gym coach. What a drive to take the final win, local guy. And Wayne Addard dusted off the gloves and the Dodge to come out and take the stadium truck class. But he had his work cut out to get past that Suzuki of David Jamison. Had a great bunch of volunteers here tonight. Without their help, these sort of events just don't happen. You know, we had all the guys standing out in the dust and the dirt getting roosted. We had all the flag guys out there, just did a fabulous job. Our scrutineers, our dummy grid, our starter, all these guys, they don't get paid, they come out and just help us out for the love of it. So yeah, if it wasn't for those guys, this event just definitely wouldn't happen.
The events like this couldn't be possible without Rockstar Energy Drink, Nicky Thompson, D-Dog, and the people who put it on, Chris and Hayley Hutton, and all their band of helpers, and we're behind them 100% to get the sport out there and get it recognised.
The design and layout of the track was just unbelievable. The ground held up really good, we didn't have any dust, so thanks to, once again, Bruce Chapman for building the track. Yeah, he did a great job, and it was his design and his innovations, and definitely showed some good racing tonight. And the rock crawlers, thanks to Phil Noble and Glenn Dobbin, put a show on for the guys. Quite a good track out there for them, and mixing it up, giving the spectators a little bit something different to see, you know, the different facets of our dirt nation, like we would like to call it.
We've set up a really short course. Basically, we don't want to take any of the limelight away from what's going on here tonight, but just to get a little bit of what we do just across to the public. So hopefully next year we'll have more people from this area, and whoever sees this on TV will turn up a tough truck next year, and all the merrier.
Be ready for the return of the Stadium Off-Road Super Series coming back to Brisbane next April at the R&A Showgrounds in conjunction with the 4 Wheel Drive Show. And for any information, get on the 4 Wheel Drive TV website. Everything's going to be there, all the information that you need.